The question we are solving now belongs to test series 6. It is of network theory subject. In specific, it belongs to two-port networks. As per the question, there is a circuit which is as shown in the figure. Please note that this is a two-port network which contains dependent sources. The potential at the input terminals is V1 and the current supplied by the input terminals is I1. This resistance is R1 and the dependent voltage source marked here is nu V2. And there is a dependent current source which supplies a current of alpha I1 and the drop across the alpha I2 is V2 and the current supplied by the output terminals is I2. Please note that the dependent current source has a resistor R2. We need to find the H parameter matrix of this circuit. We know that given V1 and I2 are the outputs as related to the H parameter matrix, we can relate V1 I2 with V2 I1 as V1 I2 is equal to H11 H12 H21 H22 multiplied by V2 I1. From this we can write the H parameter equations as V1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2, I2 is equal to H21 I1 plus H22 V2. From this we can say that H11 can be written as V1 by I1 when V2 is equal to 0. V2 is equal to 0 means output terminals are shorted, and we see that when output terminals are shorted, as V2 is equal to 0, V1 can be written as R1 I1 as the voltage of the dependent voltage source is 0. From this, H11 can be written as R1. Similarly, H12 can be written as V1 by V2 with I1 is equal to 0. That is, when the input terminals are kept open, we need to find the ratio of V1 by V2 to get H12. And we see that when the input terminals are kept open, V1 is equal to nu V2. From this we can say that H12 is nu. Similarly, we can say that H21 is equal to I2 by I1 when V2 is equal to 0. When the output terminals are shorted, current I2 can be written as alpha times I1. From this we can say that I2 by I1, that is H21, is equal to alpha. Finally, we can write that H22 is equal to I2 by V2 when I1 is equal to 0. That is, in this case, when the input terminals are kept open, we need to find I2 by V2 to get an idea about the H22. And we see that in this case, V2 is equal, when the output terminals are kept open, the current of the current source, dependent current source, is 0, because of which V2 can be written as I2 R2. So from this we can say that I2 by V2 is equal to 1 by R2. So we got the H parameter matrix entries as R1 nu alpha 1 by R2. So from this we see that the correct option which represents the H parameter matrix for the given two-port network is D.